Welcome to HTML4 video series, and this is part 30, and this should be probably a last part where we are discussing about the form input controls. So today we are going to discuss about these three guys. Rest all are done as we have seen. So let me open up the copy currently what I have created. Okay, so oops, okay, continue. Right. So this is the normal page we have seen so far. Okay, and these are the three buttons about which I was talking. So in HTML4 there are three types of button. One is called as a submit button, one is a normal button, and one is a reset button. So first of all, let's see how they work. Okay, so I'm going to enter some garbage data in here. Okay, mail, some email, something something, I wish to die, I agree, and I said I'm going to use reset, right? So as you can see, reset means full reset. So whatever information you're seeing over here, here, and here, I mean everywhere, it's gone once I click that button, right? So that's the reset button. Next is a simple one, which is the submit button, which is the default behavior. Okay, so once I click this button, okay, so what's gonna happen, it is going to send the information what you see over here to a server via a query string, which just got changed over here. So whatever you have entered in the text box and everything, all the information you can see has been passed over here, right? So you can see my password, right? Okay, so you got the idea, right? So you know submit button and you know reset button. So let's see how we have done the coding for that. So I'm going to open this thing with Notepad as usual. The content is fairly simple. This is what I've been doing. So as you can see, I have added three buttons. One is the reset button, where you need to specify the type as reset, and then you specify the name of a button and the respective value whatever you want to display, right? So that's the reset button. Next is what you saw was the submit button. When you submit that button, you see something is passed in the query string like this. So that was a submit button. Next what we have is a normal button. Well, this button actually doesn't do submit and doesn't do any reset. This button is a special kind of button which can be used to validate some things like like example, if you're looking at the mobile number, and mostly we know mobile numbers are of like 10 digits, right? So if I'm entering some stupid things like this, so what I would do is I will click on normal button and I will hook up the JavaScript code over here, something like this. Okay, this is an alert over here, so it's a different thing, but on click on this button I can do the validation. Validation, I mean, I can check like whatever information you're passing me in this text box is correct or it's incorrect, and based on that I can move forward back in. So let's see if I click a normal button, so you can see I have written the code over here, on click give me an alert. So likewise I can write some logic in here to validate button, and then if everything is good I can go for like post or submit, right? So we can do that. So these are the three buttons, and this is what I have explained over here. Submit the fields onto the server via query string or whatever mechanism we have. Reset is full reset, and this is used to hook up the things on JavaScript, or like this button has the different aspects and different approaches, whatever you like. Okay, so but in most of the cases we use submit, or because on submit also you can do the validation. If I hook up this code onto the submit, then it will work. Okay, so we'll check that out in the JavaScript tutorial when I'll make some. So right now we are done with the buttons, and this is the end of forms, okay, in HTML4. So next what we are going to do is, let me open up the agenda what we have. So we have done with forms. Now we have done a lot of things, right? Super crazy. Next is we are going to do the following things, right? So next we will start building a website, but first we need to have a plan that I'm sorry, what our website is going to be and how it is going to look like. And the biggest point what I want to put in here is whatever we have learned from these guys, we are going to apply the same. Mostly I'll be applying the tables because I want to keep the things simpler. So we'll be using that in while creating a website, right? So in order to give you a preview, I have already created a sample website, okay, which I would like to show you, and it's right here. So as you can see, this is a simple, let me F11 so you can see site fully. So this is our site, very simple site. You can see we have this normal header over here, and this is powered by us. On the left hand side we have menu, on the right hand side we have the content. So like I'm at home, so it says NS5 welcome home. If I go to about us dot page, well, it's not going. Okay, hold on. Okay, we have a problem here. Well, I'm sorry, I had to stop the video in here, okay, because what I have done is I have created this whole thing in Visual Studio, right? So what actually happened is, like, when I clicked on Visual Studio, let me get there, close this Visual Studio, it was running onto the virtual port, which you can see over here. So when I close the Visual Studio, the virtual port also goes down with that, right? So that's what we don't want it. So now Visual Studio is back on, so we can move on. About us, few things about us. Mostly the content on the right hand side, you'll see the same. This is a typical shit you see every day on the sample side, but you're getting the idea, right, what I'm trying to present over here. So this is something is going to be like this is a pretty simple website. I want you guys to try it. I know there are a lot of pitfalls in here, but this is something I have created, like, I know something from the HTML and I'm trying to create a simple decent website, okay? So that's kind of a thing I have put in here. And as we move forward, like in future, we'll be creating a lot of awesome websites, right? And we'll be doing that. So for now, you got the idea, right? So how our site is going to look like, it's pretty basic. You got it, right? So where's the game plan? So next in the next video, we'll start planning, like if I want to build something like this, then how can I do that, right? So I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me. Good night and take care.